Hello guys, welcome back to Stuart Fisher Golf Tuition. This week I'm going to be giving you a few simple tips on how to get the most distance possible out of your driver. Okay, so I'm going to try and make today's video as quick and simple as possible. I'm just going to show you 3 things that I do differently with my driving compared to my iron play to help me maximise my distance. They're really simple things and you can take them straight onto the practice range or the course and give them a go yourselves. Okay, so I set myself up a little bit differently with my driver compared to my irons, mainly because the scenario is a little bit different. When I'm hitting my irons, the ball is on the ground and I need to be creating a steep angle of attack to get a ball, then turf contact and get the ball up in the air. When I'm hitting a driver, it's totally different because as you can see, the ball is teed up in the air. Okay, so it'd be silly for me to try and create a steep angle of attack into the driver with the ball actually being raised off the ground. So the first thing I'm going to show you to do is really just to encourage a more upward strike. Okay, so when I'm playing my irons, I've got the ball position fairly centered in my stance. Main reason, to create a steep angle of attack. So a very simple thing you can do with your driver is just get that ball position more off the inside of your left heel. Okay. What that's going to do is it's going to encourage you to hit more up on the ball, get a more upward strike. Okay. So I'd like to see you get it inside of the left heel. Okay. That's going to help you swing down, and on the way back up, we're catching the ball. Okay. So very simple. Just move that ball position. Instead of it being centered like an iron, we're going to move it a little bit to the left. You can tweak this about yourself. Some people like it right off their front foot. I like mine right inside of left heel to help me hit up on the ball a little bit more and launch that a little bit higher, okay? So that's number 1. Ball position off our inside of our left heel, further forward, okay? Second thing we can do, which I personally like, really helps me hit up on the ball, is when I'm setting up, I'm always going to keep my head behind the ball and have my shoulders pointing up in the air, okay? So you can see my shoulders are pointing up for an upward strike, okay? And by keeping my head slightly behind the ball, it's going to help encourage an upward strike, okay? It's going to increase my launch angle, get me hitting it a little bit higher, and it'll also take the spin off it again. If I'm setting up with an iron, I'm more middle of the stance, head's right on the ball, trying to strike down on it. So with my driver, I'm just trying to get behind it a little bit, which will really help me launch the ball up in the air, okay? So number 2, get set up with our head slightly behind the ball, shoulders pointing a wee bit higher in the air, okay? Shoulders pointing right up the way you want that ball to be going, taking off. Third and final thing, because when I'm setting you up like this with your head behind it, it's very easy for people to swing and then have their weight coming backwards as they swing through and having their weight going in the opposite direction of the hole, okay? So once you get yourself set up, ball position off the inside of the left heel, head slightly behind the ball, once you get to the top of your backswing, I really want you to remember to drive through the shot, okay? To remember that we want our weight to be always transferring towards the target, okay? So don't get stuck going back this way, trying to scoop the ball up in the air, okay? The speed you're generating and the loft of the club will help you launch it by transferring your weight through the shot, okay? So don't fall victim to getting back into your backswing and then leaning backwards and try to scoop it up in the air. Because it makes no sense, you're trying to hit that ball in this direction as far as you can, but your weight's going in the other direction, okay? So if my main weight is going backwards, there's no way I can hit that ball as far as possible, okay? I've got to get to the top and transferring weight through to the target, okay? So ball position further forward off our left heel, head slightly behind the ball, the shoulders pointing to the sky, and remember to transfer the weight through the shot, okay? We don't want to be leaning back this way, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to hit 1. So I've got it set up on hole number 6 at Royal Troon. It looks quite tight. Doesn't suit me very well. Okay, so I'm going in. I put it into my routine a little bit. So I'm going straight in, line my club up, make sure I get that ball position off the inside of my left heel. Try to point my shoulders to the sky a little. Keep my head behind the ball. And the last thing is to remember and transfer that weight through, okay? Okay, so you can see there that by me having my ball position forward and leaning back behind the ball, I was able to launch the ball up. My launch angle is 12.5, which is perfect. My driver is 9, so I've added a little bit of loft to it, launched it a little bit higher. I'm not saying that distance is the most important thing in the world. I'm by no means the longest hitter. Finding fairways is personally more important than the distance. But most amateur golfers would benefit massively if they could hit the ball 10, 15 yards further just by doing these simple tips. Because you're not changing your swing anyway, you're really just changing your setup by moving that ball position and having yourself almost leaning back on the setup a little bit. You're not changing your swing and making anything weird and wonderful happen. You're just changing your setup, doing some simple little things to help you launch it a little higher, and by transferring that weight through, you'll maybe increase club head speed a little bit, gain a little bit more distance, and maybe get a little bit closer to the green for your second shot. Okay, and you can go away and try this at home, try it on the range, on the golf course the next time. It's simple things, okay? So ball position, more off the left, gonna keep our head slightly behind the ball, shoulders pointing up to the sky a little bit more, creating that, that angle that we want to be launching the ball up in the air. And then remember, as we get to the top of our backswing, we're not gonna be getting our weight going backwards. Okay, we don't want our weight going back, we want our weight to be transferring through the shot, which keeps that club head speed going, okay? So try those 3 simple things out and see how you get on.